Good morning, all. I'm going to start out with a personal shout out to those guys. Absolutely phenomenal gym. It is my once, maybe twice a week gym membership that I get to go to, seeing as it's all the way out here in Strongsville, North Royalton, Strongsville area. Pretty sure Strongsville, Ohio, for those that are really far, but who cares, because you're not going to visit. If you are out of town and you do want to take a little quick visit, real good rates, folks, for a monthly membership, like $25 with the military discount. That's a month, folks. And in comparison to your $10 Planet Fitness, guys, hands down, equipment-wise, it's so much more well-rounded. It has, I don't want to say, yeah, it kind of does have a little bit of everything. So my biggest win in a gym is when you have free space. When you have an open area for movement and not just open space, which is kind of a must. If you don't have it, it's like, bye-bye. But not only do they have like an area for their classes and whatnot, but they also have a somewhat, it's not big, it's just maybe like 2 or 3 lanes worth of turf area. With the turf, they've got their medicine balls, their tires, their sledge. They have a push sled, right? Yeah, push sled. They've got heavy bags. They've got one of everything. And ever since my last leg workout, so my weakness has been hamstrings. So if I don't move a lot, my hamstrings and glutes go. Basically, when I don't move, I sit too much. And it's really easy for me to build up that tension. Not tension, let's call it, I want to make sure it's understandable to everybody. Tightness, right? I build up that tightness. And it usually starts in my hamstrings and calves. If you've heard about my calf injury, you know it was not a pleasant experience. And my rear lower body, so everything from my back side, from my glutes down, my ass down, always gets tight first. And their hamstring, their what do you call it? Plethora of hamstring exercises. I found more hamstring exercises in that gym last time I went than I have ever seen in another gym. And I had probably one of the better lower half exercises that I've had in a long time. So props goes to them. A 3-minute shout out to Extreme Fit, Strongsville, Ohio, just to get this day warmed up. Today's date, fudge, I have no idea. Let's go ahead. April, May. All right, we are in May. May the 4th was yesterday. May the 4th, so it is Cinco de Mayo today. May 5th, 2023. It is a Friday. We are 3 days away. Oh, wow, I haven't done this yet. Oh, wow, it's still morning, folks. It's only 9 o'clock. I've had a pretty good exercise already. It wasn't even a lift. I basically warm up my body, which was a great warm-up. It really was. So if I'm at a gym, especially that gym, they have a Jacob's ladder and a rower that I used. They also have a rope pull from top to bottom. So a rower front to back, and then rope top to bottom. I didn't do the rope today, but it's a great plethora of they have a ton of different endurance machines, right? Just things to get the heart rate going. I used something different last week that I ain't never seen before. I can't even describe it to you folks. But I'm gonna try. Laying back, 45-degree angle, laying on your back at a 45-degree angle. And basically, one leg at a time, it's kind of like a glute hamstring movement, but for quads as well. You're pushing with your legs, right? So if you can imagine laying down at a 45-degree angle, you can hold onto the bars up here, and then you start pushing with your legs, one leg at a time. So it's a pretty good glute exercise. Never used it before, but it was pretty good. Anyway, I have no idea where I'm going with this. I did my row. I did my... I did my row. I did my Jacob's ladder, which I've only found it to be in 2 gyms. Strongsville also has a Jacob's ladder. Only 2 I've ever found in any gym before. And then I did about 45 more minutes worth of essentially mobility and stability training. So it's basically I want to consider it like fighting stances, right? So I'm not training with anybody, but I will start with hopping. So fighting, I kind of wish I could show you guys, but yeah, I think you guys would know what I'm talking about. Fighting hops back and forth, just to get the calves and the bounce, the rhythm of the bounce going well. And then I'll move into, I'll basically start from the lower body up. I'll start with the calves by bouncing and back and forth, side to side. You guys have probably seen this in videos past. And then I'll start squatting and doing a little bit more mobility flow with my quads, glutes, and hamstrings. So I'll twist, lunge, deep lunges a lot of, and stretching out my hips, a lot of hip mobility. And then I'll get into plank sort of exercises. So I'm getting my upper body incorporated with my lower body. So I'm moving to planks, but I won't just do the plank hold in that specific position. I'll go all around. I'll go to my obliques, I'll go to my back, I'll turn around, and I'll bear crawl, and I'll crab crawl, and all that sort of stuff. And then I'll move into mace flow. So I'll get a mace club or a sledgehammer and do shoulder work. Then I'll go into heavy bag drills. So actually punching, kicking knees and elbows, which is a really good time. So that was it, about 45 minutes, hour and a half total. Pretty good deal. So sorry about the background noise. I wanted to get straight into a video today because of how dramatic it has been recently. Thankfully, I've gotten in some good conversations with some really good people that I know and are supportive of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So as I'm not following my program very well, I've been able to be given support through the graces of God. Oh my. And am a little bit more content. If you've seen my last video, you'll know how unease or overwhelmed I've been for quite some time, for about 3 weeks, ever since the vacation videos that I've made pretty recent, about 3 weeks ago. I've been becoming slowly but surely overwhelmed at not initiating the process of action, of actually acting upon the vision that God has presented to me. I understand it fully. It's not like I can see every single step of the process clearly, which is probably why I'm still slightly hesitant, but I understand the big picture. And the more I progressed throughout these past 3 weeks, the more of a vision I got, and Jeez, man, what is going on? The more hesitant, the more fearful, the more lackadaisical I've become with it. So I just want to reiterate. I mean, I know I made my last video about this pretty well. And I want to try and throw out some maybe bits of advice, just almost, what do I call them? So we go through confessional videos, which is kind of what I labeled my last video to be. You've got confessions, but then you have wins, like victories, lessons that you're taking from that what you're doing. So I kind of see this as an understandable one, but being content in the process, even when you fail, even while I fail. I hate preaching. I don't mean to preach, but this is that video where I do want to speak my words of wisdom that I'm going through. So as I'm going through the process, normally at this time I'd be beating myself up, really self-sabotaging my mind, really saying hateful, nasty, non-progressive words, just not very helpful. So I think there is a difference between words that are, let's say, assertive versus aggressive, and it goes without saying that being assertive is much more powerful than being aggressive. The aggressive style, which is a little bit more self-sabotaging, would be the you suck, you can't do this, I can't, I wish I could, I don't think I can. It's literally the bottom of the totem pole. So the totem pole of I can't to the I can is like 10 rungs. I remember seeing this on like on a Bob Proctor video or something like that. One of those guys. But I can't proceeds to I won't. Proceeds to I don't think I can. Proceeds to I don't want to. And then it proceeds to the halfway portion of I wish, and then maybe, and then I think I can, and then I might just, things like that. So you're progressing from this weakened state of mind up into a more stronger state. I hope I don't catch traffic on this. I'm probably going to catch traffic. I got quite a drive for you guys, by the way, so we'll be chatting for a while. But this progression is all self-sabotage. The whole spectrum of I can't to I can, at least for me, I don't identify with the scale. I really don't. So maybe I don't even want to say that either, because back when I was in my bad state of mind, when I was just intoxicating my body with things that it did not need, I would self-sabotage because I knew I was in the wrong. I knew I wasn't doing things that I knew I should be doing. And I justified my self-sabotaging by saying, yeah, I know that I'm supposed to be doing this. So it's okay to self-sabotage to make yourself do it, to make myself do it. I don't want to make it seem as if it's a good idea to do this, by the way. But I would justify the self-sabotaging, saying I can't, by saying, well, obviously you can't because you're not. It's a big difference. I'm pretty sure it's a very big difference. I can't versus I won't is a big difference. Saying I can't, I do believe saying I can't is not a healthy place to be. Recognizing the I won't is a step, but you have to say I will eventually, right? That's what you want to say. You want to say, I am going to do this eventually, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how hard it gets. Because I won't says you just won't ever do it. You will never progress. And right now we're going off into some weird gray zones. But I do want to tackle this because I was a self-sabotager, folks. I self-sabotaged my brain and my body for years. There's a difference between self-sabotaging, saying I can't and I will, versus the I don't want to start it off by saying I can't. I'm so sorry this sounds like this right now. It's the I plan, no, I'm gonna have to hold off on this part. My mind's not quite there yet. There's a difference between self-sabotaging, the I can'ts and the I wills. Not being that I will is a self-sabotager, but that spectrum of I can't to I can versus simply making a plan and following the plan. I can't versus I can is almost all feeling based. It's very feeling it's all feeling oriented. At least it feels like that in my mind. Had to get rid of a little bit of blah. And then there's a difference between I think we're just gonna stick to that right there. Let's just stay there. Maybe we'll have to edit this video a little bit later. This is terrible. My goodness. This is probably the downfalls of driving videos, but I'm gonna do my best to speak from the base, and I should be able to. I know I don't sound too much different, but I am seated, so if I was standing, maybe I'd be able to breathe a little bit deeper. This is a little fast for my comfort, man. So I'm just gonna stick with that spectrum. I self-sabotaged a lot. Nowadays, it is it's the patience. It is the eventually I will. It is the I'm going to no matter what. I'm much more content, which is much more of a satisfying feeling, even though I'm not following through on all of the actions that I know I want to be carrying out. So, where do I want to go with this? Yeah, much more content nowadays. Changing from the I can't to the I can. Going from I can't to I won't. So maybe how do we make this transition? How would we make this transition? I think once you see the rungs between the I can't to I can, and there can be a lot of them. There's probably more than 10. Like, it's just the vocabulary that you choose to use, right? And you can use whatever you want to help make yourself, let's say, feel content about whatever actions or non-actions you are taking. And what you want to do is take as many steps as it takes, no matter what it is. Take as many steps as you feel you need to take in order to get to the I can, or the I will, or I must, as Eric Thomas would say. You've got to get to the I must in life, because I can is just, I can do it. But when you say I must do it, it is 100% I'm going to, I am doing it, or I am, right? Just say I am. Top of the rung, I am doing this. I have done this. You can even go that far and say, I have already done this. And implant it in your mind saying, this is already done, it's already completed, You know, today's day is already over. I have completed it. I have succeeded. Even though it's 9:30 in the morning, I have done all my tasks. I've seen them all. This is where you actually see every step of the process already in your mind. And all that's left, all that's required is going through the actions. If you perceive it, it will happen. Plain and simple. And that is to the extent that you see every single step of the process, because you can't dictate your environment. If things happen outside of the environment that you can't control, you have to learn to adjust, right? You've got to adjust. So a plan of action will also require you to adjust a plan as specific as you see it happening. You need to be willing to adjust if SH hits the fan. I'm trying to cut back. I'm trying to cut back on the non-necessary vocabulary. So anyway, I cannot believe we're rocking through what I thought we were going to be just difficult driving. This is awesome. Nice. Yeah. Good. So, yeah, if you perceive it, you can. If you perceive it, you can do it. I forgot what the words of wisdom was on that one. I forgot what the wisdom is. What you see, what you perceive, you know it. You know what that is. What your mind perceives, your body can achieve. Something like that. Yeah, all law of attraction sort of deal, right? All right, 20 minutes later after on the law of attraction. A self-sabotaging law of attraction, negative to positive mindset thinking. So I think we've got a basic fundamental principle of today's topic. You need to think positively, which is not the goal, but that is what I am going through now. That is the goal. So the goal, though, is to get out into, and I'm getting backfire on this a little bit, seeing as living outdoors, living in my backyard, so to speak, if you've been following me a little bit so far. I didn't want to mention it in my videos. I want to kind of keep it quiet as far as what I'm doing. But essentially, I don't think anybody watches these videos, so it won't matter for a while. But basically, my goal is to take time and go out back. Go in my backyard, which I have plenty of acres of woods. And now that I'm getting a glimpse of what may be more beneficial, I may only do it because I was hesitant because I didn't want to be out there 7 days a week, every single night. It just doesn't feel very... Now I can, but it doesn't feel in alignment with my entire vision. So off the grid, oh my gosh, I've got to show you guys this. This is a food truck, I think. Oh, dude, it is. Ready? Bro, ready? Oh, dude, did you guys see that? Oh, man, that's baller. Cleveland, Ohio. Sponsoring the ballership. Off the griddle.biz. Shout out straight at you guys. Where did I just get a cut off? Guess we're doing more. I'm so sorry. What a major distraction. That was a distraction and a half, but now I'm divided. The whole lanes are divided. Where am I going? I hope I'm going the right way. Hope I can still go 422 here. Yeah, I should be able to. So check it. Off the griddle. That's wicked. That is baller. So, positive, negative to positive. Yeah, here we go. I totally just got distracted. I'm sorry, folks. Don't worry. We got a good half-hour drive still, so we'll catch up. Dang it, I need to go back and watch that. I was on a roll there, a little rant. Here we go. So, yeah, out in the woods. So I have been hesitant on spending the nights out, even though it's just the night, because it's not like I'm living out in the backyard. I'll have a job and I'll have to go to work every day. But the daily routine is almost what scares me, because if you know me, my adventures, so to speak, where I've gone off grid and taken the time that I need to myself and just not lived at home, I did not have a very structured plan. I did not have many lists of that. I did not have a to-do list. I did not have a plethora of activities to do. Basically, I would wake up and walk. Wake up and ride my bike. Wake up and just go until the day's mile marker was done, right? Go for 20, 25, 100 miles on the bike, and you're done. Plain and simple. That's all I had to worry about doing. Nowadays, there is such a specific routine that I must follow, that I am ready to crap my pants, essentially. I'm petrified of having to follow this routine that I don't even know if I'm capable of following it every single day. I know I won't follow it every single day. So I'm trying to give myself some mile markers. I'm trying to give myself some breaks. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please stay left. Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm so sorry. I've become very fearful of the vision. Plain and simple, folks. I've mentioned this to almost every mentor and higher up that I take, that I want to be accountable by. And it is plain and simple that I am petrified of trying to follow. And for some reason, I feel held back. I feel so held back. I feel so held back by my own mind. It's okay, relax, just breathe. Oh man. And my foot itches. Holy cow. I got a lot going on right now. Sorry, you're gonna feel a little bounce. You see how bad my alignment is, even though I just got it fixed. Anyway, so you've heard how fearful I am of the vision. What I'm trying to do now is take smaller steps, take smaller increments, be okay with failure. Being okay with failing every so often. So to put it into perspective, I go out Sunday night. This Sunday, it's Friday today. Here we go, more bounces. My foot itches. I will be going out Sunday night. I'll start fasting. And I'm not even sure it's a good idea to fast, but I'm pretty sure the new vision, little addition to the vision, is only go outside when I'm in a fasted state, which will only be 3 days a week if I decide to do it every single or I might just do it. Follow me, because I'm still not firm on what I'll be doing yet. So the normal process is to fast 3 days back to back, Sunday night through Wednesday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah. Sunday 7 p.m. to Wednesday 7 p.m. And I want to do that at least to start off the process. But after that, I might do maybe like an every other day or something like that, because what I want to do is maintain exercising. I want to actually get something in. Now, I can wake up outside, and the point of doing it is so I start my morning routine with my habits. So start with a run, start meditating, start breathing, get back to the house, maybe get my cold shower in. As the months progress, it'll get warmer. So God forbid I go across the road by the river and start taking my cold plunge in the river first thing in the morning. That would be baller for you guys to watch. But I need my morning routine down. That's what's been failing as of recently, because I do not have my job, my main job, that I need to get to by 7 a.m. Every morning. And because I knew I had to be up by 6:30, it's all the same to me. It's either 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, or it's 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, right? That's just how it's been for me for a long time. This goes back to like school. When I was a kid, it was 5, 6 o'clock, which for a child is kind of early, in my mind, quite honestly. Like, a child needs its sleep. But like, even then, after school, like military was 4 a.m., right? 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And once I got out of the military, it was school. And school made it pretty abundantly clear. And when I was in school, it was all me. It was all on my time. When I had lots and lots and lots of work to do, it was an early morning wake up. When I didn't meet that wake up, it was 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. It was until class started. So to me, I see a one or the other game, and I don't like that thought. I want to be able to hit that medium and go right in the middle. Like a 7 a.m., like a 6:30 wake up would be great. But quite honestly, because I like going to bed at like 10 to 6 is what a good sleep would be for me. But I can never nail it. I either get a 9 to 5 or an 11 or 12 fall asleep until like 8 or 9. Sometimes I won't go to bed until midnight or 1. Last night was 1 o'clock in the morning. Just happened to be that way. Granted, I still woke up early. Thankfully, I nailed it. Sometimes I'll get that 5-hour sleep in. It'll suck, but I can get it in very rarely. But yeah, there's a bit to my wake up, falling asleep routine. Eventually, if I go outside and sleep, I will be able to get in bed at an earlier time because there won't be any light. There just won't be any light. I won't be around electricity. I'll be able to use a flashlight, if anything. And that's about it. So yeah, next few weeks / I'm gonna guess that for 2 months, I will say during the nights where it's about 50 to 70 degrees at night, I'll be outside. Hopefully 3 to 4 days a week. That's what I want to shoot for. At least half the week I am outside, preferably when I'm fasting, so I can stay that much more focused. When I'm in my room, folks, it's just, I'm feeling the comforts of my room. That's the problem. My room is my safe zone. It's always been a safe zone. I've been at the location that I've been at for a couple years now, and I had an opportunity when I started my program back about 3 months ago to create the morning routine inside my room, and I did that, but if I fell off, it's plain and simple. I fell off at about week 5, 6, 7, and it's been back and forth ever since I've quit my job, my day job. So the job that I have now doesn't start till 10 a.m. and it's been very rarely that I've been able to make my morning routine actually happen. But we're getting there. I am on the road to success. I am already spending nights outside. It is already happening. I should set up my tent ahead of time. I have a tent, but there's also cabins in the woods. My downfall is that I think it may keep me from waking up in the morning. So a tent would be a lot more helpful. If I wake up in a tent, it'll be cold. I'll have to wake up unless I literally, if I wake up outside and it's cold out, I know instinctively, consciously, that if I'm not waking up, it's because I'm and self-sabotage is where that's where self-sabotage comes in, but that's where I almost feel like it's okay. Now in my room, this actually doesn't make sense to me right now. Because if it is cold outside, then you have a reason to stay under the covers. If you're in your room, you don't have a reason to stay under the covers. But to me, both sides are justifiable, because you need sleep and you need to feel and you need to let your body rest. And if you're outside, you just don't want to wake up because it's cold. Bro, and I want to use that as a reason to wake up. Like, it's cold, get out of bed. That's partial to the reason of sleeping outside. Just get out of bed and you will get moving. The only way to warm up is to move. So I see it both ways. I see it both sides. So if you're not thinking the same way I am, don't take this personally. I take self-sabotaging very, very specifically. I don't take it personally. And it's very, I think it is a very, people like, let me throw out some names. So if you don't like people like David Goggins or Jocko Willink or Andy Frisella, these guys who are going to, I don't want to say beat themselves up, but I know I've even heard Jocko mention, like, he will absolutely beat himself up if he knows he's not following through on a task that he knows he's supposed to be doing. The difference is he doesn't identify with the sabotage. I don't identify with it at all, but I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Therefore, I'm okay with beating myself up. Like, get yourself up out of bed, right? That's not self-sabotage. That is saying what you know you're supposed to be doing. I think that's what I was trying to get at earlier. It's not I can't or I won't. It's do this. It's do this right now or else. You know? That's the difference. You don't have to say, oh, I can't get out of bed. Say, get out of bed. It is the soul saying it out in the open. You're yelling it out to the world. Get out of bed. Right? That's okay. And yell it. I think it's okay to absolutely yell. That's going to be another benefit of sleeping outside. I can yell whenever I want to. So we're going to see how this goes. I just saw a vision of pulling up my camera before I do it. Oh, wait for that to actually happen. Anyway, guys, I have been spitballing for a while now. But realize that the last video I made was all about being in a negative state of a mind frame. Pretty sure. It was very fear-based. I'm pretty sure I labeled it a fear-based video. And this one's going to be more faith-based. Realize, I haven't even talked about God yet, folks. I've mentioned its name maybe once today in this video. But let's go ahead and end that. I'm almost home, so I'm going to end with putting your faith in a higher power. God's will. Being content revolves around knowing that every decision that you make is a part of God's will, God's plan. This does not mean that you do not have free will. This means that God knows well beforehand what you're going to decide. I know this doesn't make sense to atheists, people that don't believe in God will say, how does free will and God knowing what your decisions are make sense? Because to me, it didn't make sense either. I used to question this back in the day when I was not a fan of God. I very rarely have I been able to actually consider that there's no God. Folks, I got to be honest. Thinking that there's not a God is a very rare, dare I say, gift. If you don't think there's a God, if you don't think that there's a creator, then God bless your heart. I don't know what else to tell you because I think it is a rare gift to be able to think that and get through this world, get past this life, because that's all you're doing is getting through. Like you're in a dancing mode. The only thing that you have going for you, and this is where people like, best example that I could give you would be come on, he's on the tip of my tongue. Comedian, British English comedian. Oh, I'm so sorry. Think Afterlife. He's got a the TV show Afterlife. He's on the tip of my tongue. Don't worry, he's one of my favorites. I know when I need the names most, I can't think of him. I'll think of it by the end of this video. But he is, I'm pretty sure he's an atheist. And I like Afterlife because of the sides of the mentality that he can give you. Let's say the mind frames, the belief systems that you can have if you don't believe in a God, right? It's called seeing your life as a gift, seeing this life as precious and minute, right? There's a beginning, middle, and an actual end. And it is a gift that you must consider. You must take every advantage of the process. I think this is why in the TV show, he never actually followed through on taking his own life. Because you only have one of them. I don't know if I believe that there's only one life. Like, I can believe in an afterlife. I am just growing much more fond. I think atheism does hold its power because you're considering that there's only one life. If you don't think that there's an afterlife, have fun in this life. You know, YOLO, baby. You only got one. You only live once. My fear is that I do know, or at least I believe that you only have one third dimensional, one body, one mind in this specific body. And I may not always like the person that I was born into, but I will objectify it and say, man, if I only have it once, then I might as well do it the best that I can. That has nothing to do with being content yet, but I can justify it by saying, all right, if I'm gonna have this body once, then I'm thankful. Personally, I do believe in a higher power, so I can be content in this body, at least nowadays. And realize that if there is more to come, I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. there is more to this. No, I don't want to go. If there's more to this on the spectrum of, there is not more to this. My body is my body, and it's only going to happen one time. Where am I going with this? Just a few little key points. There is no end to faith. I got to be honest. I don't think that there's really an end discussion to God and faith. So if I feel like I'm going in circles somehow, then so be it. For the atheists out there, enjoy this one. Enjoy this single one-time ticket, right? I'm not sure how you'd believe in an afterlife without believing in a God. I'm sure somebody does. I think it goes hand in hand. But it doesn't have to. I'm sure there's plenty of beliefs out there. Not that I know the names. There's beliefs on everything. I feel better there. That's a little bit better. I could go into faith all day, but right now I just hit Portage County, so if you know me at all, you'll know that it's about to get rocky. It's about to get rough. It's about to get a little bouncy here, so yeah, you can see that for sure. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. 45 minutes, that's long enough for me. We will catch you guys come Monday. I will either make a video. I don't think I'll have much more to say until I actually get this process going. The actual actions of doing what I am not doing, what I have not been doing for a while. So come Monday morning, maybe I'll make a video first thing in the morning, just waking up and being like, here we go. This sucks. It's so cold. Maybe I'll bring you guys along. That'd be really cool. See you guys. Maybe the trigger of you guys watching me will trigger me into getting me to actually wake up. So maybe we'll get something going like that. Yeah, I got 10 minutes till I'm at work, so I got to go feed the dog. We will catch you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching, for following, for listening, for being. The river is up. River is up today. It's a good 2 feet, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet up. Sorry you guys don't get to see nothing. But yeah, I will catch you guys soon. No, I did confess expressively last time. Believe expressively. Maintain the constant positive thoughts as expressively as you can. That was a little weird. Live expressively, folks. Peace. That wasn't the stuff.